2 Samuel 21:17. But Abishai, the son of Zuriah, succored him and smote the Philistine and killed him. Then the men of David swear unto him, saying, Thou shalt go no more out with us to battle, that thou quench not the light of Israel. One man's existence is the sustenance of victory in a whole nation. He carries a sufficient light that even if he did not fight, as long as David is alive, victory is sure. As long as you're in that family will survive. As long as I'm in that family, no power will pull us down. As long as I'm in the lampstand, in that generation, in that community, in the political sphere, no power will overthrow. But you're going to pray. They say, let us guide him, that he will not go to war. That speaks of consecration. There is a consecration you must carry to preserve that lampstand light. You are going to pray to God, give me access to that classified consecration that will keep my light burning and shining. Open your mouth and pray. As for Samson, he was told not to drink strong wine or fermented wine. He was told not to eat or not to touch anything that is dead. He was told not to barb his dreadlocks. That is his own consecration. You have your consecration. You may not know, but demand. Oh God, I demand for a download of my consecration, of the instruction that will keep my light. There is a prophecy over your life. I will not let this one. I guide my light. My light will not quench. There is a generation I am called for. There is a generation I'm called for. I receive a download of my consecration. Some of you may be praying here. I have gone against my consecration. Oh God, give me chance again. One more time. Something here can still grow. Something here can still grow. Your light may have gone off. Oh God, put on my light again. Oh God, I have misused opportunities. I have abused my consecration. And my life has gone off. But Father, something here can still grow. Lord, give me one more opportunity. Grant me grace to keep to this consecration. My light will not go off again. Your existence is the survival of many.